Hey, me and Matt.
Oh, hey, Crammit. What's going on?
That's Kermit, you idiot. Anyways, you know that there's the month of November, and you know what that means.
Wait a minute. Wait. So, November means Survivor Series. And Survivor Series means... What the hell are they?
War games!
I'm Matt. This is Killer Carl. And welcome to... Matt here. This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another daytime episode of Wheels of Fury.
Aye.
And we obviously talk of the Survivor Series War Games.
WWE's annual Thanksgiving tradition, the Fall Classic. Yeah, this has been going on since '87.
Yes.
So a little over 30 years. Yeah. Survivor Series, I believe, is the third longest, or second.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a good show. We are in Chicago. Down Bears!
Yeah.
And I obviously didn't watch Raw yet. I have it taped. I did watch the ups and downs, and oh boy, do we have a lot to unpack.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where we just got off of Full Gear,
Yeah.
so that was a good show. Dynamite is tonight. That rhymes.
Yeah.
And I know that watching Dude Z, Chad Colchin, and Will Sasso were there, front row.
Nice.
So, maybe we'll talk about that in a Facebook chat. That
Yeah.
also rhymes. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get it on.
Massive poet, you didn't even know.
So, let's start off with this match. This is a grudge match. We've got Mexico versus Puerto Rico. We've got Carlito, Caribbean Cool, or I guess just Carlito now,
Yeah.
versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Santos turned on Ray LWO because Carlito that called out Santos for, leaving the knocks on the apron for Logan Paul to use in the match that Ray had against Logan at Crown Jewel, the US title, and Ray came out with the LWO and he was like, oh yeah, Logan beat me and he was the better man or whatever the hell. And then Carlito came out and said, are we not going to talk about the fact that Santos left the knocks for him to use? That's why he beat you and whatever. And Santos was not happy with it. They got into a argument over it. Then, Carlito had a match against Lashley. Carlito lost. Santos came out to help, he took care of Street Profits. And then the three of them were beating up Carlito. Of course, Santos is standing there doing nothing. Ray came out. Lashley and the Street Profits took off. And then, Ray and Santos are getting into it. Then Ray going to check on Carlito. Santos turns him around, like, hey, when I'm not done with you yet. And then, Ray does go over to check on Carlito. Santos attacks him from behind. And then, Ray slaps him around a little bit. And then, you got Santos on the ring apron. Ray gets out of the ring. It's like, he obviously can tell he didn't want to do that. And then, he's helping up Santos. It's like, dude, I didn't want to do that. Why would you make me do that? And then, Santos pushes him into the ring post. Of course, Ray's seated on the top of the steps. Of course, you got one leg between where the steps are the post. Santos drop kicks the steps. And then, Vega and Wild and Del Toro come out and Santos leaves. And it's supposed to be about us, about legacy, family, whatever. It's like, okay. I think it was in the cards that eventually Santos was going to turn on them.
Yeah.
With, Ray and Santos having a couple matches against each other. And then, but things seem to be smoothed over. But then, you have Crown Jewel, where one of Logan Paul's buddies gives him the knocks. Ray, thwarts it. Santos grabs the knocks, chases the guy off, leaves the knocks on the apron. And then, as Ray's going for the 619, Logan hits him with the knocks and beats him for the title. And it's like, okay, I'm not mad that they turned Santos. I just think they could have went with it a little longer.
I agree. Because, look. I mean, here's a guy who came to NXT from Mexico, AAA to be specific.
Right.
He did wrestles where I think even Impact at some
Yeah,
point.
he wrestled in Impact for a little bit.
He was a heel, taking off his mask, becoming Santos Escobar.
Right.
He had Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. They make their way over to SmackDown, and then Zelina joins the group, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was a good heel. And I think that to experiment with him becoming face and bringing back the old WO was a good idea.
Yes.
I agree with Kyle. I think it could have went a little bit longer. However, it's pretty cool to see A, Carlito back, because he looks like he's still in good shape.
Yeah.
And B, it's kind of like, okay, let's see these two go at it. The thing is, though, if Santos loses, where does he go from here?
Yeah.
I know that Ray's injured, and I can see them having a match. Is it going to be before the end of the year? I don't know.
Probably not.
So, yeah, he's got a broken fucking leg. See him returning anytime soon. So, yeah, you know what? As far as this match goes, unless, Joaquin and Raul, or Cruz Del Toro interfere in a match and help Carlito, then I could see easily Santos go over.
Yeah. I mean, could have Santos go over and then build up to a match with Santos against Ray. I mean, what's to say, probably couldn't see Santos and Ray have a match against each other. Royal Rumble, perhaps?
That's a good point too. And plus, it's like when he came over to SmackDown, obviously, I don't know, it just didn't click right away, in my opinion. And there's also the fact that, yeah, I think he's a lot resentful of the fact that he was supposed to have a match for the U.S. title against Austin Theory, and that didn't work out. He got injured, and so he took his place and won the title. Whether that's a good excuse or not, I don't know, but that's an alibi that I can understand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and as much as I think Carlito should get a win soon, because, yeah, he's back now, so let's push him. However, I think Santos running as a heel now, again, and having a better push, having a better run.
Right.
Let's see how this works, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing too is like, how much longer is Carlito gonna be around?
Yeah, I don't even know how old he is.
Like,
Yeah.
he did make an appearance when they were in Puerto Rico for Backlash. He took part in the tag match at, no, it wasn't Crown Jewel, what was it? Anyways.
Yeah.
And then he, had that match against Lashley on SmackDown. He's having this match against Santos at Survivor Series. So I mean, is it going to be one of those things where like he'll just pop up every now and again? Or like, he's probably under a Legends contract.
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, we'll see how often he will, appear on like, SmackDown and like PLEs.
Yeah, like I think as long as he's healthy,
Oh yeah.
that's all that really matters. I think
Yeah.
that, like I said, when he came back, he looked pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So, it's just a matter of, okay, how long are they going to use him? Because we've had, like, okay, here's a perfect example. Kurt Hennig comes back in 2001, has a stellar run. Well, I think he was around for a couple months,
Yeah.
and then he left.
Right.
And I don't think he ever came back. I think he went to Impact for a while.
Yeah, went to TNA for a little bit.
Yeah. And then he passed
Then he
away
passed.
a year after that. So
Yeah.
it all depends on how they want to book Carlito. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have this match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark.
Yeah, so I was watching a prediction video or something along those lines.
Right.
And this person was like, I think Rhea should retain
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with that because I know Zoe just got into the main roster. However, like, Rhea's been the champion for a long time now. Well, since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I don't see her being the longest women's world champion.
No.
So, the thing of it is you had, Liv try to beat her, Raquel try to beat her, and there were some other ones.
Yeah.
if Zoe doesn't beat her, then who will? And not to mention the fact that I believe that ever since Payback, I think Zoe has become a monster babyface.
Yeah,
So for her to beat Rhea Ripley for the world title, the world women's title, whatever, I think that would be pretty cool.
I guess, yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say Zoe.
I wouldn't take Rhea.
Alright.
Because, like, yeah, Zoe is on a tear. Zoe is quite a good, baby face. It's just, there's nothing to me that screams, oh, Zoe Stark, next Women's World Champion. I think maybe in a few more months, sure. Just, it's not that the timing is off or anything like that. It's just, there's not that feel of, oh yeah, Zoe Stark can easily be a Women's World Champion.
Alright.
It's just not there, in my opinion. I mean, if she ends up winning the title, kudos to her, great. I don't see it.
Alright. Fair enough. So let's go on to this match. And I don't know if this is the first time in a long time that the Intercontinental Championship has been defended at Survivor Series.
I think so.
So we've got The Miz versus Gonta!
Right.
Yeah, for the Intercontinental Championship.
And you had Miz and Gunther in the ring having a promo off, and Gunther was like, when you were the Intercontinental Champion, you made this belt mean something, but not as much as I made this title mean something. You should be over the barricade with all these people. You're just like them. You relate to them, and they relate to you, and a lot of other things are said. And it's like, I do see what Gunther is saying. Like, and I said this a while ago. Gunther has done, I would say, more in one reign with that title than Miz did in 8.
Okay.
Because he made the title mean something. He made the title feel like how it should have felt over the last 15 years, whatever the fuck. But, like, Miz would hold the title for a few months, and then he'd lose it to Dolph Ziggler. Then he'd win it back. Then he'd hold it for a little bit, lose it to somebody else, win it again, hold it for a little while, lose it to somebody else. It just seemed like there's a vicious circle of Miz winning the title, losing it to somebody, winning it back, holding it for a little bit, losing it to somebody, winning it back, and that's what ultimately led to his 8 Intercontinental title reigns. Gunther, on the other hand, has held it well over a year, and look at the men that he faced, and has thwarted them all in his year-plus-long reign as Intercontinental Champion. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Big Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, Chad Gable, all the laundry list of others.
Right.
And it's like, the Intercontinental Championship on Gunther right now is being treated as it was fucking 25 years ago. It is, you could say, with Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion, you could say is once again the workhorse title.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is meaningful. It is, oh, that is the Intercontinental Championship. that is the championship that I want to see defended regularly. I want to see whoever's going to challenge for it. And maybe, they will eventually work their way up the card to be world champion or whatever, a main eventer. Take nothing away from Miz. It's just, like I said, in his 8 reigns, yeah, that's great. He held it 8 times, but he also lost it 8+ times.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, Miz made the title relevant, but Gunther made it more relevant and for a longer period of time and in less reigns. Simple facts.
And I'm still hot about Matt Cardona. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's been how many years now? But
Yeah, probably. What was that?
31.
31, so that was like 8 years ago?
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I will beat a dead horse. I think that the Intercontinental title has always been my favorite WWE title.
Yes.
When I first started wrestling, it went, okay, you're the Intercontinental Champion. Now that you've done that, and you can move on to the WWF Championship.
Yeah.
And so that's the way it used to be. But,
Yeah.
and then, through time, kind of things fell off the wayside.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you had wrestlers that became Intercontinental Champions that never did held the WWF title.
Yeah.
Vice versa. And so, I think that it's being a lot more important nowadays.
Yes.
And I think with Gunther holding the title, it just seems like, okay, I want to see how far this goes, but I don't want to get to the point where it becomes like Roman Reigns being the WWE champion and going, okay, let's see who's going to beat him now, who's going to beat him, who's going to dethrone him. Like, I want to see who can step up and beat him for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Because as it stands right now, and yeah, I don't want to see The Miz as the Intercontinental Champion.
No.
I have a lot of respect for him, but I don't see him go over as the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
But then who?
And as much as you say, oh, you don't want to see it be like with Roman Reigns, alright, who's going to challenge Roman next? Who's going to beat him? Who should it be? Who will it beat? We're pretty much already at that point with fucking Gunther.
Yeah, I know. And plus, let's look at, okay, when did you ever see somebody with a mid-card title carry that for like 3 years?
Yeah.
Let's say that happens. I believe that's not gonna happen. But let's say that does happen.
What the fuck has anybody been a mid-card champion and held it up for over a fucking year?
And that's true as well. Well, I mean, Honky Tonk Man was like this close.
Honky Tonk Man held the title. He lost it at SummerSlam 89.
Yeah.
And he won the title. I don't even remember when the fuck it was. So I
That
mean,
was Randy Savage at Boston, I think.
yeah, Randy Savage, Boston Garden, 88 or 87, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, something around there.
Well, I mean, they did say Gunther beat Honky Tonk Man's record as long as Intercontinental Champion, and so I mean, Honky Tonk Man did hold it over a year before he lost it to Warrior.
And you got Mr. Perfect, who I believe was the second longest Intercontinental Champion, but
I think so, yeah.
he kept getting disqualified, so.
Meh, yeah.
But, yeah. Gunther holding the title for over a year, that's fantastic. And like Kyle said, who ever thought that would happen? So,
Yeah, I mean, like, nothing to take away from the Miz, but like, okay, at the time when the Intercontinental title was like essentially a pinball being bounced around from person to person.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was that highly regarded as it is, you can see it now. And Miz, brought it from the bottom, brought it up higher,
Yeah.
made it be something. But like in 8 raids, he did what he did with it. But Gunther in one run has done that and then some.
Yeah. Well, definitely.
So I mean, yeah, we're both in agreement. Gunther will earn 18.
Yeah. Repeat the same, Miz.
Women's Survivor Series match, War Games match. You have Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, Bailey, Asuka, Io, and Kairi Sane.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said in This Week in Wrestling show episode, it was cool to see how Damage Control has grown.
Oh, I know.
And so that's cool. And I can see them, this will be the shortest answer ever, I can see them go over.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I think it's awesome, and I don't know, like, shoot, if they're friends again, but to see Charlotte and Becky in the ring at the same time, again, and being on the same team, I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But, and I like Shotzi, I think Bianca Belair is a good wrestler, but at the same time, Damage Control has been very powerful in, dominating the women's division.
Yeah.
And, we'll see where that goes. But
Yeah.
I honestly think that as much as I like the latter, I think Damage Control is going to win.
I can see that being a very, very real possibility. It would also be interesting to see, too, what will become of this post-Survivor Series. Survivor Series.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
What will they do with Damage Control in the future? Like, okay, we have, Io as your women's champion. Could we see, maybe again an Asuka and a Kairi Sane as women's tag team champions?
yeah.
What could we see Bailey do when Dakota is cleared to compete again? What can they do with her? What can they do with all 5 of them,
I think the unfortunate part, and it was just like Drew McIntyre, the Kabuki Warriors were the women's tag team champions
Yes.
in front of no audience.
Yeah.
And so it's like to put the titles back on them and them having another kind of different persona, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably like the stuff they did in like Stardom. But
Yeah.
to have them as the tag team champions now, I think would be pretty cool.
It would be.
So, yeah. I'm still gonna say Damage Control. Will Bailey ever get the women's title again? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if Bailey will get a women's title again.
Yeah.
Like, as far as Bianca and Charlotte and Becky and Shotzi's concerned, it's like, okay, not a foursome you would think you would see together, but I mean, cool. It is what it is. Now, I mean, all four of them have their history with damage control. I mean, it was Bailey that cut Shotzi's hair, and after Bianca beat Becky at SummerSlam when they were in Knoxville, or was it no? Yeah, or no, that was the year before, and then you had the return of Bailey, like you had the debut, you could say, of Damage Control. You had the return of Bailey, Io, Dakota, what have you, and then Charlotte. You know, she's got her history with Damage Control, and then like to think, okay, yes, they're on opposite teams, but you have 3 out of the 4 members of the 4 horsewomen in this match.
Yeah, correct.
So that makes it interesting as well. But yeah, I mean,
And they're gonna have Mercedes come back. That ship has sailed.
yeah. So yes, it will be interesting to see how well Bianca and Charlotte and Shotzi and Becky do as a team.
Yeah.
Damage Control, though, I think, you know, to really solidify them as like, okay, we've got, I don't want to say a new version of Damage Control, but like a reinvigorated Damage Control. So it's like, alright, let's see what we can do with Damage Control with the addition of Kyrie and Asuka.
Yeah.
See where they can take them.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. And I mean, let's say, well, hell, Dakota is still injured.
Yes.
I'm not sure when she's gonna come back and wrestle. I mean, she's already back, but like, I'm not sure when she's gonna get into the ring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could go either way. I think either Bailey or Dakota can get the world title. There could be like a female evolution, if you will. I don't see that happening, but that's just kind of the brain spinning.
Yeah.
But then we have the men's side of War Games. We've got Judgment Day,
Yeah.
who will take on Drew McIntyre.
No.
Sorry, not.
Yeah. No, you got Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, versus Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes,
Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and what was teased this past Monday on Raw, returning Randy Orton.
Yeah. I mean, the rumor mill was, well, we're gonna have CM Punk return. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Honestly, so from what I heard, is that yeah, he is gonna return.
Right.
He has to change his arsenal. Obviously, because he has a bad back, he can't do the RKO as much anymore,
Yeah.
and he can only do certain things. Hey, that's fine. When Steve Austin broke his neck, that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, Steve was a lot younger.
True.
And Randy Orton is like, what, 42? So
Something like that, yeah.
I think, yeah, you know what? It's fine. I also heard that he's going to turn heel after Survivor Series. I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I don't think they need Randy to heel.
I would really, really like to see Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton too.
Yeah.
But this time, and I can't remember what 2 wrestlers were like that. Where one time they were faced heel, and then the next time they were heel and face.
Well, I mean, there was a switch done, what was it? WrestleMania 13?
Oh, you mean? Oh, well, yeah.
Brett and Austin.
Yeah.
Submission match. Other than that, doesn't really happen very much.
Because Drew is now a heel, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I mean, look, I'm guilty in holding stuff in for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, there is a certain point where you have to let shit go. But,
Yeah.
Jey Uso, I mean, the look on his face when, you know.
Oh yeah. We had a match with Drew McIntyre against Jey Uso. Jey beat him, you know. And then it looked like Drew was going to put Jey through the table. Then you had, you know, Balor, Dominic, JD, Priest come out. And then you had, of course, Seth and Sammy and Cody come out with chairs and, you know, beat up Judgment Day and Drew with the chairs and chase them all off. And then Cody gets on the mic and he says, "I'm glad you guys got the numbers advantage because we're not alone. We've got a fan, somebody that I have a legacy with. You know, you're looking at us like we've got an apex predator. There's a line thrown in there about Legend Killer, I think, too, as well.
Oh.
And, of course, the crowd is going absolutely apeshit because they know what's coming. Yeah, the look on Jay's face is like, are you fucking serious? Somebody else that I have history with and probably hates my sticking guts.
I mean, when you look at Randy's time in the last few, like the last year that he was in a company,
Yeah.
you know, winning the titles with Matt Riddle and allowing himself to have fun.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds kind of hokey, but at the same time, it's like, if you're gonna be a babyface or whatever, you need to act like it. I don't know how else to put it.
Right.
Like, obviously, like, Steve Austin's a badass motherfucker,
Right.
but he could still have a good time. End of Raw, like, off air, like, fun and beer bash and
Yeah.
interacting with the audience and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, when he left, it was like, a Drake because he had so much more.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if he's going to be a heel, make it for next year.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what needs to happen. All from the company, next year, think about it. WrestleMania 40. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Hell, if you're going to go make an Elimination Chamber, I don't know. That would be an interesting feud if you were to turn Rhodey, or hell, you could even turn Cody.
Turn Rhodey.
Randy.
Foul!
I don't know why I said Rhodey.
I don't know either. I had heard that there was some, I guess, disappointment that Randy didn't come out for on Raw, you know, show like, oh yeah, he's really with Cody and Seth and Jay and Sammy was like, no, he didn't need to be there for Raw. You saved that for Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd already had a big enough reaction when Cody was giving all these hints. Chicago, they'll blow the fucking roof off that damn place
Yeah.
when he comes out. So, I mean...
Gonna have to have foot ties in the building.
Yeah, really.
And I think that's cool. I think, you know, and that was one of the things I had said. I think it was Full Gear, the predictions. He was one of those guys where I thought, okay. So, I mean, he was injured. Kevin Steen was injured.
Right.
Somebody else was injured. And for some reason, I think, oh, okay. One of them's going to jump ship. I mean, Adam Copeland just did.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Randy is coming back to WWE. That's cool.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think Kevin was supposed to be on the Survivor Series team. What happened with that?
Well, there was the whole thing with him doing commentary, and then, oh, you can't touch
Oh, yeah.
Grayson Waller or Austin Theory because he'll get suspended, and then there was that whole thing. And I think this week on a couple of days on SmackDown, Kevin's going to be a guest on like the Grayson Waller effect. So
Oh, yeah.
they may set up Kevin versus Grayson probably for, I would say probably Survivor Series. Probably not the show. Yeah, the kickoff, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I heard that Kevin was injured. No, he's not injured. I think there's some storyline they're working on for Kevin and something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Judgment Day win this one.
Not likely.
I mean, so you gotta also take into consideration that Damian Priest still has the briefcase.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. Well, I don't think he's gonna cash it in, unfortunately, on Saturday, although that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who knows? But definitely, they're not gonna win.
Yeah. I got a feeling it's going to be a Judgment Day beat down, I guess, to put it.
Yeah.
Trying to think of something clever to come up with. Yeah.
So, this has been the Survivor Series predictions 2023.
Yeah.
And, like I said, it's been a really fast year.
Yeah.
And a lot of good changes, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So, we're not done yet. We've got
Deadline on December the 9th. And then I'm not sure what'll be after, like, a couple weeks after that. Then the 30th, we got World's End to round out the year. So, yeah.
Well, who knows what the future will hold. I am hoping that we're gonna do our New Year's Eve thing.
Yes, more than likely.
And
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I don't see anything change. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
We did that last year. As far as a Christmas special, we'll talk about it because I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll talk about it and come up with something.
So anyhow, for me and Matt, this is Killer Kyle, and we will talk to you next time.
I just want to put out a quick Happy Thanksgiving to
Oh, yeah.
everyone in America.
Yes?
This will be posted after that because Thanksgiving in America is tomorrow.
Yeah?
And this will be going out probably Friday night. So, anyways, just thought I'd put that out there, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. We'll talk to you later.
Deuces.
Just say that. Deuces.